This week, on The Opener, Nick and Tyler head to Wisconsin for the opening of gun season. The Hart guns are on point and the boys are ready. Turtle Creek Outfitters is more about the experience. Don doesn't take a lot of hunters, just a group or two each year. All the big whitetails he has are just a bonus. The Opener is brought to you by Liberty Safes, Cody Turkey Calls, Hooey Man Extendable Tree Saws, Millennium Tree Stands, comfort to hunt all day, all season, Spy Point Trail Cameras, Cryptic, Battlefield to Backcountry, Knox Flashlights, get lit, blaze a trail. We're in Wisconsin for the opening of rifle season. You'll see why we shoot at R.W. Hart & Son Rifle on this episode.
This is the last thing I want to see when I come to the airport. It's definitely going to be a long day. I guess it's starting early.
Finally made it to Minnesota. I just hope our bags are here too.
Wisconsin is known for big bucks, and with it being such a short hunt, hopefully there's a bit of luck on their side.
Got the last bag. We're heading to big buck country. Nick got the rental car and we were off. We had to make a quick pit stop and make sure our guns were sighted in.
We just pulled into the gun range. Tyler's trying to get permission to see if we can shoot. We're out of staters, so hopefully it's this private club's gonna let us shoot.
Oh boy, let's see what he's got to say.
So the guys in the clubhouse said we are allowed to shoot, which is a plus, but we can't film.
$36 later, 2 targets, 2 sets of earplugs. We're gonna shoot 2 shots each.
Sometimes you're in these other states, they got strict guidelines and they just don't want us to film, which we respect.
You
But
might.
It's a
But
bump.
we gotta wear eye protection. Anybody else bring sunglasses?
We all have to sit in the truck. Screens up there that they're watching every range.
Yeah.
They're also tell you to sneak in.
What are they gonna do? You guys have to leave.
Az is going to make things happen this week. You'll hear it in a few minutes.
So after this whole fiasco just to get the gunshot in, we shoot a couple rounds off, everything's on point, we're good to go, get everything packed up, and we're finally off to Turtle Creek.
We made it to Wisconsin. Now all we gotta do is get our hunting license and we're ready to rock.
We can take the next one up with it.
Just got our license, gonna jump in the truck and head to camp.
The Yoopers.
Did you see the 30-pointer?
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 We're saying 30 pointers, that's a heck of a sign on the way to Wisconsin, a 30-point buck.
30-point buck.
We finally made it to Turtle Creek Outfitters and it was getting late. It was good to finally put a face with the voice. Don and I have been talking quite a bit back and forth to get this hunt all lined up. Mr. Don!
You must be Tyler.
Tyler, how you doing, buddy?
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
You guys got here almost in time to get up.
Yeah, we figured it wouldn't be long. We'll be hitting the sack and chasing them in the morning.
We'll be chasing them in the morning, hopefully. One was
yeah.
walking by here just about sunset.
Oh, yeah?
3 does.
We're unpacking the truck. Just got to Don's Turtle Creek Outfitters, and on the way here, we heard the 30 Point buck. And that got me wound up because anytime you're going to hunting camp, first day of Wisconsin, it's the opener tomorrow, and we heard a 30 Point buck, it's gonna happen. We got the mother load.
Visit us at theopenertv.com. The truck is unloaded, and the first thing on the list is to get the report from Don on the deer.
Stand, which we built this spring, and that's over on the knob over at Kurt's, the other property. We built that for two because it seemed to be too much for one person to watch all that property. It's like a 225-yard shot.
Nick always gets all worked up the night before hunt. He's like the kid the night before Christmas.
We're at Turtle Creek. I'm about to slam some Wisconsin bruisers, as Tyler said.
No, we just got our stand spots, and I'm excited. We're not far from the house, and I know that Don knows what the deer are doing around here. He lives here. He's here all the time. So I'm excited about this spot. The other spot's got this, I didn't know the name was Crab Claw King, but Tyler's got some really good deer where he's going to be at. So hopefully we can get it done tomorrow. After we got everything unpacked, we headed upstairs, and it smelled like heaven. Dinner was ready to go.
Don doesn't take a lot of hunters, just a group or two each year. All the big whitetails he has are just a bonus. This segment is brought to you by TNT Archery. Spectra Shot. Visit us at theopenertv.com.
It's going to be a cold morning here in Wisconsin, and I'm going to be sitting in that blind for quite a while before it gets light. And if there's one thing that I'm a little OCD about, it's packing up my clothes in extreme cold conditions.
Don's gonna take them out, get them set up in their spot. He's gonna come back and take us over to our little honey hole for today. Steve and I already ain't dummies. We let Nick go down to the spot where he's gotta sit for like 2 hours before the sun even comes up today. He says he's gonna snooze, but it's like 25 degrees, and I know he's gonna be too cold to be sleeping. Don's gonna come back, get me and Steve, and take us over to another farm about 10 miles down the road. So we should get in just perfect timing, and all we need is Mac Daddy. We've got the hearts all loaded up, and I can't wait to shake the woods up on a big old 30 pointer.
After trying to sleep in the dark for 2 hours, both Tyler and myself are just praying for that sun to come up so we can get warm.
Opening day, Wisconsin, Turtle Creek Outfitters, and we're on this hill. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's cold. I mean cold for us Pennsylvania boys. It's probably 28 degrees and the wind's blowing a little bit. Gunshots around. There's pheasants flying out of roost. There's 3 doe came running up over this hill before it got light out. And what more could a man want? This is heaven.
Tyler has action all around his stand first thing in the morning, and just as that sun comes up around me, I can see antlers coming across the field.
What are they?
You can follow Nick on Twitter at It's Big Nick.
There's definitely a funnel spot in front of us right at the point of this corn. All these bucks keep getting pushed out the same place and coming right to us.
There's deer running in every direction. All Nick needs is one of these good bucks off of Don's trail cam to come through, and his tag's gonna be filled.
That's a buck I hope Nick won't regret shooting at the end of the day.
That's a good buck and almost looks like a borderline shooter, but I know how Nick is. If it's not quite big enough, he's not gonna pull the trigger.
There's not going to be much time to make a decision whether to shoot or not in this stand. If your gut says shoot, you just need to shoot.
+75 shots already. 5 bucks we've seen. 2 scrubs, 2 2-year-olds, and a decent 3.5-year-old. He was on the mark.
Once the sun got up pretty high, it was like somebody flipped a switch and the deer were gone.
Everybody's still shooting, but things definitely slowed down. We haven't seen a deer in the last hour and a half. I'm getting bored.
This segment is brought to you by Cryptek Battlefield to Backcountry, SKB Cases. Visit us at theopenertv.com.
Nick's all over the bucks. He just sent me a text. It's all 4 more bucks, a 9, 120 inches, 2 scrubs, and a 3.5-year-old, 8 point, 125 inches. Hopefully one of those giants comes out to him. Man, it sounds like we're in World War II. I feel like I'm at home in Pennsylvania because on opening day of PA is exactly what it sounds like. Gunshots around every farm you could imagine. Only they got bigger and better deer here.
I'm really starting to get antsy. Every time I look in a different direction, I see another deer popping out.
That's just a little guy, but that is good. We're seeing some deer now. It's hard to say where these deer are gonna come from in here. We got 2 sets of eyes, and it's hard to cover all this ground. Got a little buck up on the hill, probably about an 80-inch, 7 point, something like that.
There's bucks everywhere. Every time I turn and look out a different window, I see another buck, and another buck.
skirting through. I think what's going on is there's so many shots around us that we're just now starting to pick up on the action. I think everybody's pushing these deer towards our area because we got a big area around here where there's no pressure, and every deer that's coming through here has pretty much been a little skittish, so that's all right, we'll take it. I mean, if they come through, we got enough time to get a shot off. Just had a little buck come through back here behind us. I think what he did was he came from up top. It's the same buck we saw. He came down, checked this woods behind us, and skirted around the backside of this hill.
Tyler needs a swivel seat in that stand. Back and forth, back and forth. He's got deer all around him all day long.
We got some action again. It's just a little 5-6 point.
This bean field has been a hot spot all day long. When we come back, one of these big boys steps out.
This segment is brought to you by Millennium Tree Stands. Comfort to hunt all day, all season. Visit us at theopenertv.com.
We've probably seen between 10 and 15 rack bucks between the two of us, and it's just now getting prime time.
Just had 3 more does come busting down this hill across this brush. Booked it across the alfalfa field and jumped up in that wood. So, I mean, we've had pretty much constant action every 45 minutes, and there went one of them. That was definitely one of the does, because they went right up that way.
Now we're starting to get some rutting action. The deer are a lot calmer this evening. There's bucks running, chasing, fighting. I'm liking it. All this shooting going on around us is actually a good thing. We know we're in a spot where there's no pressure. All the neighbors are filling their freezers full of doe meat. And all that does is push those big deer right to us.
Coming out, big buck.
Now this is the deer Tyler's been waiting for.
Finally, here comes the shooter I'm after, and what a shocker. He's in the bean field.
Let him work his way out here.
Smoked him in his tracks. He is down. Yes! That's what I am talking about.
Wisconsin, Turtle Creek Outfitters. Yes! Big buckle on the ground, baby. I knew that was a poke up to that top of that hill. But this old 300 heart, it is no joke.
It was a great opening day. Me and Don are gonna get packed up and go over and check out Tyler's buck. From what I understand, it's a pretty good deer. He's gotta be chomping at the bit to go see it.
I'm all wound up right now. I can't wait to go grab a hold of this deer. Finally, I see Nick and Don's headlights coming up through the field, and now I know we get to go take a look at him. He's laying about 250 yards up on the far hill.
He's on the next hill?
Yep, up in the
Over
bean
by
field.
the bean field?
Yep.
That's a nice shot.
Yeah,
I
man.
can't tell you how many people have not made that shot. That's awesome.
These heart guns are killer, man. They can reach out and touch them.
You can really see that Don gets a lot of enjoyment out of watching other people shoot deer. That's a sign of a true professional outfitter.
Ah, it's one of the crab claws, baby. I'm edged to get up here and grab hold of these horns. He's a heck of a deer, my first Wisconsin deer, and it's a great start.
Hey, that's a beauty. That is a beauty. Look at that. That is a nice spread on that guy. Like I told you, this is kind of a part-time gig for me, but I work at it year-round. It's a lot of fun. It's great to see people come in here from all parts of the country and shoot deer like this. I don't know, I just get a kick out of it. One or two groups is all we're looking for. That's it.
Next week on The Opener, the boys head south to chase pig. They're joined by plenty of friends, and pigs get pummeled. The Opener is brought to you by Primar Trailers, AXT Extreme Sights, Randy Kuntz Taxidermy, Leopold Optics, R.W. Hart & Son Rifles, National Muzzleloading Rifle Association, Drop Tine Archery, not your typical archery shop. Closed captioning is brought to you by Liberty Safes, America's #1 seller of gun safes, fire safes, and home safes.
This is kind of a part-time gig for me, but I work at it year-round. It's a lot of fun, and it's great to see people come in here from all parts of the country and shoot deer like this. I don't know, I just get a kick out of it. One or two groups is all we're looking for. That's it.
This is a Chunky Monk Media production, a division of Quest of the Continents.